Does the narcissist miss me, and how do I stop missing them? To explain more about whether a narcissist actually misses us, first we have to understand what they actually feel. I'm Elizabeth Shaw. Welcome to the channel, which is all about the narcissistic personality disorder, to give you more understanding of the people you might be dealing with in your life, how to do no contact if you can. This isn't always possible, so ways to disarm them and handle yourself around them, and ways to recover from narcissistic abuse. Thank you very much to all the returning subscribers. If you are new to the channel, please do subscribe, like and share. So, what do narcissists actually feel? When it comes to most forms of emotions that normal people feel, happiness, sadness, pleasure, pain, love, hate, narcissists are different, and in some aspects they are dead. When it comes to positive emotions, as they mostly get these by hurting other people, using and exploiting others, and they don't feel them in the same way that we do. Some don't feel them at all. Yes, they can put on an amazing act. They have learnt from others. They've learnt from music, from films, what it looks like, so they can mirror these and pass them off as their own. But as they feel entitled and above all others, they want to be the star of the show. And as most don't feel positive emotions on a genuine level, they cannot keep up the act with those closest to them on a continued basis. They do not feel the usual emotions or empathy with regards to those around them. They have an awareness, some have an awareness, even those on the lower end of the spectrum that perhaps don't have an awareness of what they do or what they are, and those on the higher end who are aware, as they are lacking in cognitive reflection skills. Once they've made their own minds up that whatever they have said or done is someone else's fault, they genuinely believe it is someone else's fault. This is why they are so convincing with the twisted lies that they tell others, the blame shifting and the gaslighting they do with such truths behind them, as that is for most of them their truth and their reality. Those that possibly have an awareness of the fact that they feel different to others, they understand and have awareness of what they do to others and how it affects them. They simply don't have the empathy to care. Of course, there is also those with the disorder that just believe everyone else feels the same way as they do, so they use and abuse before, as they think people will use and abuse them. Sometimes this is caused from going into that fight mode through their own personal childhood trauma. This is no excuse, though, to go around hurting others, as plenty of people can and do recover from trauma with the right help and support. Most of them feel great power when they get people to please them. It gives them a great surge of energy and drives them forward to continue. They feel at their personal best when they are in control. It is a necessity for them to feel this great power and to be in control, and it's also addictive. They meet their human needs in negative ways. I shall link a video in the description that explains more about this. Emotions that they do feel are shame, jealousy, hate, anger, all the negative emotions. These are not pleasant emotions to live with, as most of us know. Negativity breeds negativity, and when around these people with their gaslighting, projection and blame shifting, we often end up with these emotions in place of our joy and our happiness. Why most people do question once out if they are the narcissist. First, if you have empathy towards others, try to help others, don't exploit others, you are not a narcissist. You've just been around one for far too long. Yes, we can all have been an enabler at some time or at some point or another. Yet at the time of doing what we did, our intentions were good and done with what we believed to be right at that time. you can learn to let that guilt go. I'll also add a video on this in the description. And this is the same as reactive abuse, which there'll be a video in the description about this. So if you've reacted, it's normal and you're not alone. We are human. We make mistakes. Everyone has limitations, especially when they are having the things that they are most passionate about used against them to provoke reactions from them. The difference is we can become aware, we can learn, and we can grow from our mistakes. And mistakes get made when emotions are running on a high. Whilst they continue down the same path of blaming all others, their lives are stuck on a pattern of repeat. They enjoy getting reactions from people to feel powerful and recognise, whether that's praise and positive reactions from the admiration face or anger and negative reactions from the envious face. They want to be the centre of attention and do what they can, any way they can, to achieve this at any given moment. They feel the harshness when people criticise them. They feel anger and rage, even if it's constructive criticism or when you might have not actually meant anything by what you said. They just perceived it as criticism. Why they respond to criticism in various ways, from the sulks to the silent treatments, put downs, invalidating who we are, to gaslighting and blame shifting, provoking those arguments so that we react, and then they will twist it as in their minds it is always someone else's fault. They feel jealous when they are not the centre of attention, why they go around ruining so many special occasions. They feel very frustrated when they cannot make people do exactly as they want them to do. They feel great envy when they see people with better houses or cars. And they feel hatred for those who wake up from the trance that they put us under, see through their games and walk away from them. To them, that means that we have turned against them. Why most go all out in mass smear campaigns as they feel anger, they feel resentment, they'll feel bitterness towards us, and they feel a need to seek revenge and to get more attention. Those negative feelings are very strong within themselves. They do not often feel emotions like happiness, joy, sadness, guilt, remorse, empathy. They are mostly, if not completely, absent from within them. They have an emotional paralysis. They are emotionally paralysed. They do not feel sympathy for those around them. If you're watching, if they've done something to upset you, they will sit there and watch you cry, and most often they'll have that little glint in their eye and that smirk on their face, but they'll accuse you of being at fault. They'll not do anything to help you or see what they have done. And they'll most likely try and provoke further reactions from you. They see and learn from those around them what these emotions, positive emotions, look like. They can engage and know what these feel like to you. They simply cannot feel them within themselves. The narcissistic personality disorder is on a spectrum, so please do be careful. There is those you can learn to manage yourself and your time around so they no longer impact your life or your emotions. There is also those who have complete disregard for other humans, and you need to get away from them safely. So how did they get this way? Did they ever feel any of the usual emotions in the positive emotions? Did something happen to take them away? Did someone take it away? Did they take it away from themselves to protect themselves? Are we all born with empathy, compassion and joy, or is this a learned behaviour? Now, narcissistic psychopaths are usually born this way. Narcissistic sociopaths and narcissistic people are usually created through some form of trauma. We know we are all born with an instinct to survive. We are born to scream and demand and get our needs met. So we learn from other people's emotions as we grow. So, did they once have compassion, joy, love, sadness, empathy, and was it halted or stopped and didn't develop further? Did they ever have it to begin with, or were they simply created this way, created differently, so they can achieve and climb to the top without a care of who they trample over to get what they want and get their demands and needs met? Not everyone at the top is a narcissist, although they'll have more narcissistic traits. Just like not all narcissistic people are at the top, some don't make it, usually making themselves that victim mindset. Although with all narcissists, if they don't get what they want, it's always someone else's fault, and they will throw massive tantrums if they are losing control of someone else's mind. As for laughter, they will laugh along with others if something they've said to make people laugh, and again they are aware of what laughter looks like and what it means to others, so they know how to act. They get jealous of people around them that are laughing at other people's jokes and not their jokes. They hate seeing others get praise. They take it as criticism towards them and want it for themselves. They want that praise, they want that attention. Have you ever been on a lovely day out, someone else's birthday party, all is going well, and then out of nowhere they'll cause an argument or a scene over nothing simply because they feel envious that it's not about them, that they're not making everybody happy. This is simply done to get reactions and emotions from others so they themselves can gain that power back. They will show fury or rage. They will not show fury or rage, in front of others at the beginning, as they don't want their mask to slip. And most often, as soon as they've put those around them in that negative mindset, you'll notice a shift in their mindset. They'll often become the life and soul of the party. So now you know how they feel. You know the best thing to do is simply walk away and make your life great. It did not start with you. You cannot change it. You cannot help them. It is who they are. They have a disorder and they don't have the awareness to be able to learn and grow from it and find strategies to cope with it. If you're after revenge, which is human nature, not everyone goes through this, but a lot of people go through wanting revenge. The best revenge is to leave them in your past and create your new future, as they will never be able to live as you do. They'll never be able to find that inner joy and happiness, and they'll hate not getting any reactions from you. So do they miss us? In most ways, no, not at all. Especially if they have someone new to slowly torture mentally, and some do physically, as most don't connect with those positive emotions to create those happy memories. They don't miss the good times like we do. As they connect to the negative, they just blame it all on us. To them, people are objects. So if who they are with now isn't meeting a need of theirs, they will remember the things that we provided for them: money, homes, cars, meals, and they will miss those. If they see you doing well for yourself again and happy again, they want a piece of that action, and most will try to swoop back in to pull us under again. So no, they do not miss us for the right reasons. They do not miss us because they genuinely love and care for us. They miss us for the wrong reasons of what we provided for them. Even if we only gave them attention, they miss that attention. So how do we stop missing them? When you're still attached to a toxic person, it's like an addiction, and we are weaning ourselves off a drug. Those highs and lows of the relationship release natural chemicals within our bodies. No contact is best if that's possible, if not limited contact and grey rock. When you know someone is bad for you, so bad for your self-esteem, your self-trust, your self-worth, your happiness and your future, yet you just cannot get over that toxic, negative person, and you keep going back to them, giving them chance after the chance. They're running around your mind for them to hurt us all over again. 1 minute, it's easy to do, as 1 minute they can be so loving and so kind, and then next they are stabbing us in the back. Then they up and leave, then they reappear wanting us back, and mental abuse has so many effects. Whilst you're in it, you don't see it happening, and worst of all, they make us believe it's all our fault. It is never all your fault. No one deserves to be treated this way. And here's a few top methods to try and move past this, to stop missing them and start enjoying your present, and then creating a much happier future for you. So, writing down the story that you're telling yourself, and next to it, writing down the truth. So things like, we had an amazing connection. Write down your stories. These are just examples. So, we had an amazing connection. And then write, they learned everything about me, mirroring me, and faked it all. They can change. They've said they've changed so many times and never managed it. What's different now? Nothing. And they will not change. It was my fault they acted this way. No one deserves to be manipulated or abused. We could make it work this time. What is different this time to last time? Nothing. We can never make it work, as they do not genuinely love or care for me. I'll never find real love. If you go back to them, it will take longer to find real love, as they do not love you. Number 2, what would your friend tell you if they knew everything? Detach yourself from the story that you are telling yourself. Then think about your best friend or anyone you care about. If the narcissist has cut you off from everybody and you're isolated, think about someone that you used to be close to who was always there for you. And if they have cut you off, reach out to them, because they may be able to help you. And witness the whole relationship in its entirety through their eyes, through your friend's eyes. What would you be telling you? Would you be telling you that this person is bad for you, that they are toxic, that they have a disorder, if they know about narcissism? And if friends and family have told you before, believe them now, reach out to them now. They told you because they care about you. So tell yourself exactly what they would tell you or have told you, and go and reach out to them. Number 3, what would you tell someone if they were going through what you are now? Think of a couple you know, or someone, if it was a parent or a boss, think of someone that you know. And if they were being treated how the narcissist was treating you, what would you be telling them right now? When the narcissist comes swooping back in or starts idolizing them again, would you be telling them to run the other way? If it's your parent or a close friend, would you be telling them that their parent is treating them wrong, and how the correct way and how your parent does? So now tell yourself to keep moving forward in life, leaving them in the past. When you're in it, your mind creates all sorts of stories, and with the help of their twisted words, when you step away from it, you've got to start telling your mind the truth and keep telling it the real story until you believe and know the truth, the reality, and the real story. So what's the reality of staying or going back to them? Think about, if you stay or go back, what it'll be like in 6 months, 1 year. The pattern keeps cycling around. You've already been around it before. You've started having those light bulb moments. You've got an awareness now. So start giving yourself a better future by thinking about how happy you will be, everything you can do without having that narcissist to answer to. 5, remember, you don't really love them, even if you thought you did, or perhaps you still think you do. You are entitled to care about them. That is absolutely fine, but it is not real love. Obsession, trauma bonding, and attachment to anyone is not love. It's intense, it's mistaken for love, If you think it's love, it's not love. It's those chemicals your body has released because of the highs and the lows. Are those highs really worth all the lows and all the doubts and losing who you are? Start telling yourself over and over until it sinks in. It's not love, it's an addiction. It's not love, it's an addiction. Stick to boundaries and no contact. Set boundaries and stop all contact. Grey rock if they see children, if you have children with them. At the start, it's going to be really hard. You will have withdrawals. Keep going, it gets easier. Do it now. You have to go through the withdrawals. There is no other way. It's far better to do it now than in 10 years' time. And after the withdrawals, you will reclaim your happiness. 7, discover a new passion for you. Replace that void that they leave you with new activities, new friends, anything. Just get yourself busy working on you and your life and keep going so that you don't go back. Sometimes it's not the person you miss, it's the routines you miss. So start creating new routines, start creating new dreams, and start taking actions on them today. Baby steps each and every day. When you're having down moments, put some uplifting music on or call someone close to you. Yoga, meditation, exercise. Watch something funny that makes you laugh to bring you back out of it. Get help, support groups, find and connect with others who have been there. Best friends, family, reach out and find someone to help you. You can and you will recover from this. I will link in the description the videos that I said above. I'll also link a video on detaching your thoughts from a narcissistic person because they are extremely good at planting those seeds in your mind and then creating all those negative thoughts. So I'll attach that in the description also. There is also a link to find me on Facebook and Instagram, and also a link to the online courses that I have available. If you found any information on this video helpful, please add it into the comments. If you've done something that's helped you recover, also please do add that into the comments, because it does, people reading through the comments, it does help them find ways. We are all individuals. Excuse me. So it's about finding the ways and the methods that work for us as individuals. We can all recover from this. Thank you very much for listening. Bye.